Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show on Ringside Reports YouTube channel. Now, here's your host, who moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma from the East Coast, Bad Brad Berkwitt. Forget about it.
Oh, I love when she says forget about it, folks. But hey, before I sit in my chair and go into my monologue, I've been asked a lot lately in IMs on Facebook, who is this gentleman behind me? Is that you, Bad Brad? Well, no, it's not. This gentleman, go ahead, Deb, zoom in. I'm going to come out of the shot here. Hey, can you get these here too? We good? Okay. So you see this gentleman here with the fedora, all these pictures. That is my father. God rest his soul, Alvin Frank Berkwitt. That's all of his acting pictures. And most of them he used when you go out on an audition, you leave an 8x10 for a job. So yes, I get the fedora, honestly, folks, for everybody that says, what's with the fedora? Well, I get it from my dad. I was born with a fedora on, forget about it. But now I'm going to sit in my chair and get comfortable. And, like I said before, we get into the monologue, I talk about a couple things. First thing is, Christmas is coming up. Make sure, for all the boxing lovers out there, because I am and you asked me about it, you pick up my man's book right here. I'm going to lean over here like this in the shot here. Thinking Big, the autobiography of the fighting cowboy, James Quick Tillis. Now, everybody always asks, can I get a personally autographed? Sure you can. How do you do that? Wait for it. You go to jamesquicktillis.com. Quick will sign it, tell him Bad Brad sent you, you're good to go. Now, I got a special guest because we've been on hiatus. Yeah, I know, they're all special to me, forget about it. And they are. This guy is cooler than cooler. And I made up a nickname for him, as I always do for people that I like a lot. But I'm not going to tell you until he comes on the show, and then I'm going to explain to you why I gave this particular nickname. Now, let's get some talking points out. First, on a sad note, unfortunately, O'Neal Bell, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, was senselessly murdered a couple days ago in Atlanta, Georgia. He was getting off a bus. Somebody tried to rob him. Being the warrior that he is, he fought back, they shot him and killed him. It's senseless. It breaks my heart. But O'Neal, I want you to know, we'll never forget you, champ. You'll always be a champ in my book and in the boxing world's book. And if you go on ringsidereport.com, the commish, Alan J. Kendrick, did a wonderful, heartfelt tribute to O'Neal. God rest your soul, and I can't wait to hear that those bastards that did that are brought to justice. It can't happen fast enough. Hopefully, by the time this show airs, they've been caught. Now, last weekend, yeah, Alfred Frazier Walker, I know your guy won. Canelo Alvarez fought Miguel Cotto. Now, Debbie's behind the camera going like this, but you know what? Don't let her tell you that, because she couldn't smell Canelo from Schmamelo. Now, here's the thing. She picked him because I said I picked Cotto by a hard-fought, unanimous decision. And now that I picked him, bet the house on Canelo. It's usually the way it goes. If I pick, bet the other guy, forget about it, you make a lot of money. Canelo, you won the fight, fair and square. In my opinion, I don't know how people think that it was a robbery or it was a draw or Cotto won. No way. 116-112, good score. 117-111, I can accept. 119-09 by the judges, those Strombolis, they should be fired. Ridiculous scoring. That I agree to. Now, Stevie Wonder called, and he said, Bad Brad, I had a score of 116-112. Now, if Stevie saw it 116-112, forget about it. You know that it was a lot closer than those Mama Luke judges scored the fight. They should all be fired. Now, Canelo alert, message to Canelo, to Alfred Frazier Walker's favorite fighter today. Canelo, you got one fight out there, pal. You need to fight Triple G. Now, you're the A side, Triple G, I don't care what Tom Loeffler, his manager, says, is the B side. Now, fight needs to be made. Canelo, don't pull that bullshit with the catch weight stuff. Fight him at a fair weight, because you're going to come in probably 10, 15 pounds heavier than him anyways. Forget about it. That's the fight the boxing public wants. Now, last couple of days, it's been raining in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a rainy night in Tulsa. I changed it from Georgia. I think Brooke Benton just sued me. I don't know it. I'll check my email, I think. But anyways, here's the deal. To pull my car out, put some dishwashing soap on it, and save the $23, okay? Now, again, we got a special guest, and Debbie's behind the camera doing her, I don't know what that is, the Supremes. Diana, you know you and I go back. Yeah, I never forgot the experience, And in fact, I don't want to remember the experience. Okay, don't I am me, don't call me Diana. I'm not, it's my turn, forget it. Don't sing it to me, because it's not your turn no more. Forget about it, that's it. Now, as we always do, come fly with me. Hey folks, I told you that we were back from hiatus, and I was bringing in a special guest, and you always say to me, everybody's special. That's because they are. Now, I told you that this gentleman coming on the show, I gave a nickname to, and his nickname is Goldie. Now, before I tell you all about him, I gotta explain to you what the nickname was about. If anybody saw the 1970s movie, The Mac, 1974 to be exact, Max Julien played Goldie. Now, it's not because he looks like Goldie, but he has swag like Goldie. Now look that word up, Oklahoma, because I know you say I have swag, but some of you guys don't really know what that means. You hear me say it, but look that up in the dictionary, and if you play Scrabble, it's a word, okay? Now, this gentleman is a sports photographer. I already told you he's cool as all outdoors. He's also a cigar lover, as you can tell. Look at this. Usually I never had a prop that is cigars. We're going to talk about all these things. And without further ado, forget about it. Please welcome to the show, my man, Cliff Cohn. What's up, brother? All right, have a seat. Clean, I tell you he's going to come on clean, Deb, just shake your head. You know you can't talk. And I was going to wait. Look, he's wearing, what color is this?
It's purple.
It's purple. Look at that. Prince, you ain't got nothing on him. We got to tell Prince, I don't know what he's called these days. Is this a little symbol?
The
symbol or something like that? Okay. Well, I got to tell you, I did my opening with them, but I love real people, and it doesn't get any more real than this gentleman here. Boxing fan, we're going to talk about that. And I got to give a shout out to Vanessa and James Quick-Tillis, a friend of both of ours.
Right.
Okay, who couldn't wait for him to come on the show. So Quick, make sure that when you watch the show that you're watching my show and my show is not watching you. I know you like that, Vanessa, because you know it's true. Well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
You do. We talked about when we first met sports photography. So I want to start out like that.
Okay.
How did you get into sports photography?
I've been into photography for a while, and my wife is a licensed barber. And a female boxer named Francesca Alcantara came down to Tulsa for a fight and needed somebody to do her hair. So she called my wife up and asked if she knew anybody that did hair, braided hair. So you just call the right number. So she was at the braiding box and they hooked up, and she was doing her hair. But doing this, she said, well, my husband's coming down. Why don't you get your husband and we'll all go to the fight together. My wife said, my husband does photography. Okay. She said, well, cool. We'll get him in as a photographer. He can take pictures, and you know, that started it. Now, I know because you, folks, if you can't tell the difference, I always give credit. The lighting, I even have now lights. We got the camera, we got the lights, and my man here loaned me his lights. So I know you've also done portrait shoots. Is that what it's called, portrait shoots? Mm-hmm. So what was the biggest transition between, well, first of all, did you do sports photography or portrait shoots first? I did portraits first. Okay. I did portrait, I did wildlife, outdoors type. That's why I saw a picture on Facebook. Okay. Yeah. And I pretty much well-rounded that part of it, but I'd never done sports photography. And this opportunity came up and I found out I was good at it. Okay. I got some amazing shots. I was published in a couple of magazines. So, you know, and I had a mentor named Bob Carson. He was a great historian. He's passed away now, but he's the one that really edged me on to keep it up because he's a photographer also, he was. And he would give me tips and tell me who to interview and all this kind of stuff. And he was great about that. So, yeah, I just kept doing it. And now, off the top of my head, I would think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if you shot wildlife, I mean, not if, I know you did, anticipating because you got animals moving and stuff like that. Right. Well, you got a lot of movement in the ring. Yes. So I would think that that would help you. Oh yeah. Because that's the biggest thing. I've had photographers that work for me, and they never did boxing, and it's hard for them to anticipate something. Right. So I would think shooting animals, common sense would tell me you're used to the anticipation of something is going to happen here. Well, it's kind of different because with animals, I'm the type of person I sneak up on them. They
Okay.
never know I'm there. So they don't notice me and they don't react. So I just catch pictures I need to catch. With boxing, you got to really anticipate the punch, the moment the punch hits the face and
Okay.
everything. You know, you got to get the expressions. You really got to anticipate it. You got to know a little bit about boxing to know when they're going to throw a punch, when they're going to fade, when they're going to. It's a whole lot to it. And the only thing I don't like about doing it, I never get to see the fight.
Right.
Because I'm always concentrating on, okay, here comes the punch, get ready, pop, 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 and I'm popping pitches, you know.
Okay.
I never see anything until it's over. I never
Right.
won. But I'm so concentrating on who hits who, and, you know, I try to be impartial about it, and I get pictures of both fighters. So, yeah, it's a lot to it.
Okay. Out of all the shots that you've taken, do you have a favorite from the boxing side?
Actually, the most favorite pictures I have are pictures I have with famous people, famous boxers,
Okay.
trainers, and that kind of thing. But I guess I followed Alan Green for a while.
Okay. Yep. Sweetness.
And, yeah, so I got a lot of shots of him. Those were some of my great shots. I really caught him in some good action. Of course, Francesca Alcantara, I got some great shots of her, and a few other local boxers.
Okay. You also work a full-time gig. What do you do?
I'm a maintenance mechanic at American Airlines.
Okay. Out here at Tulsa.
Yes.
Okay.
Been there for 15 years.
Okay. As I said earlier, we have a mutual friend, Quick Tillis.
Yes.
And you're born and bred. I know you moved away, but
Yeah.
you're born in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of your head, what's a memory you have of Quick back in the day, maybe when he first started or whatever, here in Tulsa?
By the time he really started boxing, I was out of the country. But before that, I remember seeing him run down the street training.
Now, was he
Looked
running from the police or was he actually?
No, he was really running from business. No, but the guy was just built and looked like a freight train coming down the street, and I'd see him all the time just out there training, you know, and I said, wow, you know, and I remember him in high school. Of course, he's younger than I am, but I remember him in high school, and he was just laid back all the time, you know,
And always been a cowboy.
yes.
You can vouch for that, which I know.
Yeah.
We go back 35 years.
Yeah, yeah.
As a kid, he's a cowboy. It's not an act.
No, it's not.
He is a
For
freaking
real,
cowboy.
he's a real cowboy, believe
Okay.
me.
All right. How long have you followed the sport of boxing?
Well, actually, I've always been interested in it. I mean, I followed it from the time I was in my early 20s. I followed boxing, but I really got into it about 15 years ago when I started doing photography.
Okay.
Because I was always at the ring. I was real close to it, and I got to know. I go through everything from the weigh-in. It goes even further than that. We eat breakfast together. The guys have the weigh-in. Everything gets crazy. They get in the ring, trying to kill each other. Then we go to dinner together.
Right.
You know, nobody ever sees that part of it.
Right.
All they see is people in the ring beating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
but
There's a bond.
I see all of it, and I've got to know everybody involved in it. You know, and a lot of them are my friends. You know.
Okay. All the years that you followed boxing, who is your favorite fighter of all time?
Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Okay.
Mike Tyson. I think he had incredible skill.
Okay.
He had a different technique from anybody else I'd seen, and I think he really just developed his own technique, the way he can juke and slip punches, and wow, he's just phenomenal.
Okay. Greatest fight you've ever seen?
Oh, Thriller Manila.
Okay. The third Ali Frazier.
Yes, that was a hard fight.
Sure was.
That was a hard
They
fight.
both. Ali said they both died a little bit now.
Yeah,
That day.
yeah,
He stopped. Frazier couldn't come out for the 15th round.
right.
Okay. All right. On that note, folks, we're going to take a short commercial break. Health and fitness is everything in life. To achieve both, there is nothing better than a boxing regimen to get you in shape at that special boxing gym. Grimm's Gym is that special place, located at 8010 Clifton Road in Sacramento, California. Grimm's Gym is owned and operated by Mel Walker, a trainer like no other, who will take you on a fitness journey through unconventional training methods that have yielded results for his students time and time again. So call Grimm's Gym, where there are no contracts, at 916-346-4161. Boxing fans, are you searching for a book that is timeless? A book that not only gives a fighter's perspective, but people involved in the sport and Hollywood celebrities who share their love of boxing? Then the book for you is Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime by Bad Brad Berkwitt. To order your copy in hardcover with dust jacket or paperback, go online to authorhouse.com or call 1-888-519-5121. Is your company looking to achieve more of a market share in its respective area, turning exposure into additional revenue? Well then, the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show is the place you want to spend some of your allotted advertising budget. To find out about purchasing your commercial spot on the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show, call the RSR office at 918-893-7997. And we're now back with, what was the nickname? Come on, someone text me. Oh, you can't because I got my phone on Do Not Disturb. What was his nickname? Send me an IN. That's a quiz. You'll win a Ringside Report shirt to see if you were paying attention. Now I'm going to get 50 requests. I only got three shirts left. Send me 50 requests now because I said free in favor of order people. I'm back with sports photographer, cigar lover, as I said, cools outdoors, Cliff Cohn. Now, I'm going to do something that you didn't know was going to happen. I'm going to bring on another guest now. Before I bring her on, I'm going to explain to you that I had dinner at this gentleman's house last night, Thanksgiving dinner. And Keisha, I know you'll be watching this show. She is the 2015 Scrabble Thanksgiving dinner Scrabble champion. Contrary to what you say, because I was there to witness it. I watched the whole game. So did you. You know she won. Now we're going to bring on. Who are we bringing on? Who's the Scrabble champion? I'll let you say it. Look at the camera.
My wife.
That's right.
Kris Cohn.
Excuse me. Have a seat. And I'm saying your name wrong. Correct me. I'm saying Cohn, guess what I was teaching. You say Cohn. Look at that. Correction. I can be corrected. This is reality TV at its best. Welcome. He didn't know that. You see, his eyes got that big. He didn't know who I was going to bring out. He could have brought somebody from the back. He would have been shocked. Now, I'm going to ask him some questions, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. Okay? First one. Well, actually, I'm not going to ask you this one. We get the cigar thing out the way because I got to talk about that. You saw it. Can you zoom in, please, that he's holding a cigar? Before I get into that, how did you get into the cigar bit?
When I went out to college, my father bought me a box of cigars.
Okay.
And I smoked them off and on ever since then. But about 20 years ago, I really got into it. You know, there wasn't that much of a selection back then, but once I got into it, I got to finding different selections, Nicaraguan cigars, Dominican Republic. There's some made here in the States, and I really got into them. So it's acquired taste with it.
Okay. What is the one cigar that has eluded you, that you badly want to get hold of?
A real Cuban.
Okay, which I've had.
From Cuba.
Which I was stationed there.
Yeah. I want one that I'm flying to Cuba and I'm purchasing one from Cohiba shop.
Okay, Raul Castro, he's coming. So make sure you meet him at the plane because now we supposedly can travel there.
Yeah.
The U.S. kind of eased up on the sanctions. When I was there, you couldn't leave the base. Forget about it. I was stuck. Everybody said to me, "How was Cuba?" So I don't know. I was on base all of 1995. Okay, now I'm going to get into a round of questions. I'm going to ask you both. Ladies first. Who is your favorite actor?
Wow. I would say so many. Denzel Washington.
Okay. Same question.
Geez, Robert De Niro.
You only get one.
Yeah. Well.
De Niro.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Favorite movie?
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, so many come to mind. Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Woman.
Mad Black Woman.
Diary of a Mad Black
Love that movie. It's my second favorite one of his.
I love
My favorite one is The Family That Prays. I think that was
I
called.
love that one
With
too.
Kathy Bates and
That's what I was saying. I
Alfred
have
Woodard.
so many in my mind
Oh,
right
I
now.
love that
but
one. Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Kimberly Bledsoe she owned that. And
Unbelievable.
what's the guy? Is it Shamar Moore?
Yes.
Yeah, owned it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, same
Great
question.
story.
Any of the Expendable movies.
Okay.
I'm a gun nut.
Oh, well then that's right up your alley. I didn't see the third one. Do you have the third one on DVD?
Yes.
Okay, I'm at the bar for you. So I didn't care for the second one. That's when I think Chuck was in that. Was Chuck Norris in that one?
Yeah, he was
Okay,
in
I
it.
didn't see the third one.
Mhm.
In fact, there was a fighter. There was a couple of fighters in there. Victor
Randy
Ortiz
Couture,
was in that.
yeah.
Randy Couture, he
Yeah.
was in it.
Mhm.
Okay. What's your favorite word?
My favorite word, spectacular.
Okay. Is he spectacular?
Yes, he is.
There you go. And what's your favorite word?
I can't say that on your show.
Sure you can. Whisper it. No, well that's a curse word, but that's cool. That's a word. And we don't. And for the Scrabble champion, you heard what he said, right? That is a word, right?
It is.
That is a word. What would that be? Would that be a triple? What do you call it? Triple word? Or I can't remember. And by the way, Deb said next time you all play, she wants to be invited because she loves that game.
Oh,
So
wow.
she'll come and play. Okay. Your least favorite word?
Loser.
Okay.
No.
All right. If you could meet, Kris, one person from any time in history, who would you like to meet? And what would your first question be for them?
It would be Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
And I would I'm really inspired by her, the accomplishments she's
Okay.
made. And I would just want to just talk to her. I would just want to be, just me and her just sitting there just talking. And for her, because I'm an entrepreneur, so I would love to speak to someone that's been there and she's just exploded.
Okay.
And I really admire that.
All right. Same question.
Well, he's not famous, but
It's okay.
my father's father, Conway Cohn.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to meet him. Yeah.
And what would you ask him?
Why do you carry so many guns all the time?
You got a love one too.
He was like rode a horse, carried guns.
So,
all
oh
the
my
time.
God, so you would
Like-
quick share that with the
Yeah,
cowboy thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, my dad was deep country, so
Okay.
I got a lot of that from him.
Now I'm going to ask you a question you don't even have on the paper because you're one of my favorite couples. I admire both of you. Well, I'm very observant of people and being in your house and seeing you act. And when he came and sat down with you with the Scrabble thing, Keisha, I'm getting a digging on you. You were just mad because you didn't have someone helping you. Actually, what was your grand? She's absolutely adorable.
Markaya,
Okay, and your grandson?
CJ.
Okay, because he came in second place.
Right.
Sorry. So who came in third place?
Keisha.
Keisha. Keisha. I know you're going to love this show. Make sure you share it. We need to go viral. What do you love about this gentleman?
Wow. He's like a stone in my life. He's just been there through everything. When I lost my mom, I lost my sister. The physical things I've been through, surgeries, he's just been right there with me, and you just can't find that. He fixes everything. He does everything. He can redo a bathroom, a kitchen.
I saw.
He
I
does
almost
it
took
all.
your sink, by the way.
And then he cooks. Man, he's the best cook. You
Okay.
know? So it's so many things.
Okay. Same thing. What is it you love about this lady?
She keeps me centered. Yeah, because I've had a wild life, and she keeps me on an even keel. She gets on me, but she's calm. I mean, she keeps me. Yeah, she always gets on me. You need to calm down.
Really? That's what my Debbie does too. You need to calm down. Italian, you's coming up too much. That's okay. It's a yin and yang, balance. Everything balances. Okay, and I want to talk a little bit about it because we talked about it yesterday. But you've done hair for a very, very long time.
Very long.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, it all started as a kid. I would take my shoestrings out of my shoes and I would braid it into my hair.
Okay.
Not knowing someday that, that was my destiny. And I opened up a shop in '87 called the Braiding Box. And it was just, the business was so amazing.
Okay.
I was able to go to I did hair shows. We had rented a limousine one time and we went to different nightclubs to show off my styles, and I was able to pick up a lot of customers that way, but I really, really loved it. I love doing hair.
Okay.
And it's taken me so many different places.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna do a little contest. This is cool because we've had 2 guests on, but I'm gonna start doing this on a regular tip. We have a contest before I close out. Real simple one. And Deb, you can only nod your head. Actually, you can say something if you want. I want to do a forget about it test. I want to see who says it better. So, who wants to go first? All I gotta do is say, but you gotta think about it in the New York way, Italian. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
He already knows he lost. Go ahead.
Oh boy, forget about it.
Oh, that's kind of close. That will let you point. Who wins that one? That's close.
It's a tie.
You think it's a tie? I think that one's a tie. Okay, look at that. The first time I had a contest out here, it's a tie. All right, Hayes, I know you're watching the show, Hayes Wilson. You did it pretty good, but I think that you got some competition. They'll have all the old guests on one night. We'll have a forget about it contest and see who wins it. We'll give away some prizes. All right, let's close out like this. Finally, Kris, what is the saying you live your life by, if you have one?
That would be family and being true to my loved ones.
Okay. Same thing.
Never give in, never surrender.
Okay. Now, if you would, look at the camera where Deb is at, and because it's the holidays, I want you to send out a message to your family, your friends, and something that's very near and dear to me, the troops around the world that protect us and do all those wonderful things. Send out a message.
I'd like to give a shout out to my family. I would like to say thank you so much to our troops for allowing me to be able to enjoy my family and friends. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Okay, your turn.
I would like to give a big shout out to my friend George Clark, my coach, Coach Reed, for training me. Boxing is in my blood, so yeah, they take care of me and train me. So I really give a shout out to them. They've hung with me and they train me and they stick with me and they do it for me.
Okay, and one more to the troops.
Same to the troops. Thank you very much, troops, for doing your job. You risk your life every day for my freedom. Appreciate you much, really.
Okay, we're gonna close out and do my standard close out, but go ahead and look at that camera and throw them a forget about it.
Forget about it.
Look at that. And one more time. Go ahead, same time. Here you go.
Forget about it.
I love it. And on that note, folks, that's another show in the can, as we always say. Forget about it. And as Frank Sinatra sang so eloquently, so long ago, the best is yet to come. Bad Brad